ओम ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
ओम ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
मूर्ति भेद विभागिने व्योमवद् व्याप्त देहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
वन्दे
गुरुपरम्पराम्।
ॐ सहना भवतु
भवतु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सह वीर्यं करवावहै
सह वीर्यं करवावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं
पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितं भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्
भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्
अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः
ध्यानावस्थितेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः
यस्यान्तन्न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः
यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः।
सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते
सर्वस्वरूपे
सर्वस्वरूपे
सर्वेशे
सर्वेशे सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते
भयेभ्यस्त्राहि नो देवी दुर्गे देवी नमोऽस्तु ते
भयेभ्यस्त्राहि नो
भयेर्यस्त्राहि नो देवी
दुर्गे
दुर्गे
देवी
देवी नमोऽस्तुते
नमोस्तुते।
रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान्
रोगानशेषान्नपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान्
त्वामाश्रितानान्न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिताः यश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिताः ह्यश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
सर्वाबाधा प्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी
सर्वबाधा प्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी
एवमेव त्वया कार्यम् अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
एवमेव त्वया
त्वया
कार्यम्
कार्यम्
अस्मद्गिरिविनाशनम्
सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते
सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे
सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते
सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते
भयेभ्यस्त्राहि नो देवी दुर्गे देवी नमोऽस्तु ते
भयेर्यस्त्राहि नो देवी
देवी
दुर्गे देवी
नमोस्तुते।
रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान्
रोगानशेषान्नपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टात्मकामान्
त्वामाश्रितानान्न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिताः यश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिताश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
सर्वाबाधा प्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी
सर्वबाधा
शमनं
त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी
एवमेव त्वया कार्यम् अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते
सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते
भयेभ्यस्त्राहि नो देवी दुर्गे देवी नमोऽस्तु ते
भयेभ्यस्त्राहि नो देवी देवी नमोऽस्तु ते
रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान्
रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान्
त्वामाश्रितानान्न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिताः यश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
त्वामाश्रितानां विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिताः ह्याश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
सर्वाबाधा प्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी
सर्वबाधाप्रशमनम्
त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी
त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी
एवमेव त्वया कार्यम् अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
एवमेव
त्वया कार्यम्
अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
Swamini ji, 1 second.
Yeah.
This last Tvamashrita na vipannaranam. Tvamashrita. How to pronounce next sentence?
Tvamashrita hya, H and Y. Tvamashrita hya shrayatam prayanti.
Hya shrayatam. Hya.
Yeah, H-Y-A. He ashrayanti is become hya. H-Y. You understand?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. 27th. Prashantamanasah yenam.
प्रशान्तमनसं येनं
Yoginam sukhamuttamam.
योगिनं सुखमुत्तमम्
Upaiti shantarajasam.
उपैति शान्तरजसं
Brahmabhutamakalmasham.
ब्रह्मभूतमकल्मषम्
Yunjannevam sadatmanam.
युञ्जन्नैवं सदात्मानं
Yogi vigata kalmashah.
योगी विगतकल्मषः
Sukhena brahma sansparsham.
ब्रह्मसंस्पर्शम्
Atyantam sukhamashnute.
अत्यन्तं सुखमश्नुते
Sarvabhutasthamatmanam.
सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं
Sarvabhutani chatmani.
सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि
Ikshate yoga yuktatma.
ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा
Sarvatra samadarshanaha.
सर्वत्र समदर्शनः
Yo mam pashyati sarvatra.
यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र
Sarvam cha mayi pashyati.
सर्वं च मयि पश्यति
Tasyaham na pranashyami.
तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि
Sacha me na pranashyati.
च मे न प्रणश्यति
I think 24, 25th and 26th. This last 3 verses is again for dharana dhyan. The definition of dharana. If mind goes out, bring it back. It's called dharana in dhyan. So all rules and regulation to sit in contemplation or sit in meditation. And from 27th verse in 6th chapter, Bhagavan is giving the result of contemplation. So in 27th verse, we have already seen, but in 27th verse, Bhagavan says, Uttamam Sukham Upaiti, a person who sits in meditation comfortably. That person and one who has a self-knowledge, that person, to that person, Uttamam Sukham Upaiti. To that person, the great exalted happiness, Upaiti means reaches. But we can ask out to whom? Then Bhagavan says, Yoginam, one who can sit for contemplation for length of time. And another words are only the adjectives of yoginam. Which type of yogi meditator? Bhagavan says, Prashanta Manasam Yoginam, Shanta Rajasam Yoginam, Brahma Bhutam Yoginam, and Akalmasham Yoginam. And here also Yenam. In what we are chanting daily is Ya Shrayatam. Same way here, He plus Enam become Yenam. And there He plus Ashrayadam in Durga Saptashati. So that exalted Sukham reaches to a meditator, one whose mind is Prashanta, who is 100% tranquil, one whose mind is totally under the control of that person, and having gone through the process of meditation, everything, his mind is always calm. It's called Prashanta Manasam. And again, the adjective of Yoginam is Shantarajasam. His mind or yogi's mind is Shantarajasam. The meaning of Raja, Rajas is a dust. And there are two types of dust. One is external in our external body, and one Rajas means dust in our mind. That dust can be gone having taken bath. External dust will go. Rajas is always dust. Same way in our mind also, dust is there in the form of anger, in the form of hatred. They are different, all negativities. This also considered as a dust, Lobha, Krodha, Moha, Matsara. That dust can go through japa, through prayers, through puja, and through meditation. So that's why that Rajasam Shantaha, that always removed, that person is removed. That's why Prashanta Manasam. Actually, that person is, that's why is always calm. And being calm and all has gone, negativity, he is Akalmasham. The meaning of Akalmasham we have seen, without any punya and papa. Here Kalmash is considered as impurities. But Shankaracharya is written in his Bhashyam, Adharmadi Kalmasha. So Adharmaha means Papa, Papam, and even Kalmash for a person who is spiritual, for that person, Punya is also one type of Kalmasha. It's not good for, because both can bind with Sansara. Papa can bind us with Sansara, and Punya can bind with higher lokas, Swarga, everything. That's why Akalmasha means a person who is not interested in Punya Papa is called Akalmasha. And having self-knowledge, that person is Brahma Bhutam. Whenever Bhuta comes in the end of one word, then the meaning of Bhuta is in the form of. If Bhuta comes separately, then the meaning of Bhuta is being, like human being. Yanisha Sarva Bhutana. At that time, the meaning of Bhuta is being. But if Bhuta comes like Brahma Bhutam, then the meaning is in the form of Brahman. That person having a self-knowledge, that person never thinks oneself is separate from Ishvara. He himself or herself consider oneself, I am in the form of Brahman. All consciousness. It's called Brahma Bhuta. To such meditator, one who never thinks oneself is separate from Lord, that to that person, Uttamam Sukham Upaiti, the highest exalted happiness will come to that person. Upaiti. We were seeing this 28th verse since long time. So let's see what we have seen. Yunjan Neva Sadat. Same. Here also same explanation. But Bhagwan has changed. Here nominating, in first case, Uttamam Sukham. And in second verse, This yogi is in first case. Sukham Uttamam again will come. Oh, 1 minute. I didn't do. Here again, yogi atyantam sukham ashnute. Here yogi again, same meditator, one who always does contemplation. That person atyantam, happiness, ashnute, that person will gains. But why Bhagwan has used atyantam sukham? The meaning of atyantam is one who doesn't have any end. It's called atyantam. Atyantam. Shankaracharya has written antam atitya, is beyond end. It's called atyantam. In this word, we have always get little bit happiness, but these all happiness are time bound. They will come and they will go. Agama, agami, apayina. That comes in second. But this happiness is atyantam, which is not comes from outside. This is our own swarupa. That's why Bhagavan says atyantam sukham ashnute. But how that person lives one's life? Bhagavan says atmanam sada yunjan. Atmanam means that meditator, one's own mind. His atma means mind. Sada means always. Yunjan means uniting. With what? Brahman. And another vigata kalmashaha is the adjective of that yogi. There also, what was that? Without kalmash. Here also, akalmashaha, here vigata kalmash. Both are meaning is same. Kalmash means punya papa. Vigata kalmashaha means a punya and papa has gone from whom? It doesn't mean they are gone literally, but they are not affected by punya papa. Such person, sukhena, means very easily, effortlessly. Brahma sansparsham, like it is touching the Brahman. Sansparsham, the literal meaning is touching. But what is the meaning of Brahma sansparsham? Means one who knows I am not separate from Brahman. But detail will say inside. But this is the meaning of this verse. Now let's see Anvaya. Evam means in this manner. This all procedure, asanam, then how to sit, erect position, then our relaxation of mind, it's called evam. Sada atmanam, always atmanam means our mind, yunjan, uniting, yunj to connect, to join, to unite. So yunjan, that yogi always unite or connect one's own mind with whom? That gnanam. This all pervasive consciousness, and this person is vigata kalmasha, one who is free of punya and papa. Such yogi, such meditator, sukhena, very easily. The meaning was sukhena means easily, without any effort, brahma sansparsham, the touching of Brahman. But one who knows I am not separate from Brahman, atyantam sukham ashnute, is a always gains. Sukham means happiness, atyantam is beyond any end, endless happiness that person gains. That we have said again, vigata kalmashaha means vigata papaha. Shankaracharya has written in his Bhashyam, vigata papaha. But whenever papa comes, punya is also come. And Shankaracharya, even Pujya Swamiji has written, the meaning of Vigata Kalmashaha means a person who doesn't have any type of conflicts in his or her mind. Because this meditator lives a life of dharma with values. And person who lives a life with values, more or less, that person doesn't have any type of, any type of complaint with Ishvara or any society. So he's always at peace. That's why it's called Vigata Kalmasha. So this is without any conflicts and free from obstacles. Even it comes, it doesn't mean it become a gnani and obstacle won't come. It comes, but that person is not affected. This is the meaning. The yogi is meditator. And now this yogi, Brahma Sansparsha. Shankaracharya is written, Brahmana Parena Sansparshaha Yasya. Brahmana, with the help of Brahman. Parena means exalted. Para means limitless. Parena Brahmana, one who is limitless Brahmana. One Sansparshaha, one who touches literally. That is called Brahma Sansparsha. So today I was thinking, we are living in Mother Earth. This Mother is always with space, no? Without space, we cannot possible here. So we are always Sansparsham with space. So we never declare, now I am Sansparsham with space, even with Vayu. But why Bhagwan has declared like this? Same way Brahman is all pervasive. Everywhere, Bhagwan is everywhere. But what is the difference then? We are always touching with Bhagwan only. Need not to pronounce, okay, now I am touching the Bhagwan. Being all pervasive, we are always touched with Bhagwan only. Then what is the meaning of Brahma Sansparsham? The meaning is ignorant people or ignorant person, in spite of touching Ishvara, that person doesn't know I am with Ishvara. While a jnani, one who has self-knowledge, that person knows if everything is Brahman, if everything is consciousness, and I am not separate from consciousness, so I am consciousness only. That knowledge, it's called Brahma Sansparsha. It is not literally Sansparsha, because we always touch with Ishvara only. Even whole Jagat is sustained because of that consciousness only or Ishvara only. We always are touching Ishvara. But here the meaning of Sansparsham is not literal meaning, but the meaning is one who has a self-knowledge and one who has jnanam. I am not separate from them. And in fact, this body-mind-sense complex is given to me, but I am not body-mind-sense complex. It is mere instrument. My real nature is all pervasive. This is called Brahma Sansparsham. This understanding is called Brahma Sansparsham, and having gained such jnanam, that person atyantam sukham. Shankaracharya has given the meaning. What is the meaning of atyantam sukham? He says, antam atitya vartate iti atyantam. Antam atitya, which is beyond end. It's called atyantam. That's why he is again explained Utkrishtam Niratishayam, most exalted. Again, Niratishayam means one who doesn't have any limit, limitless. It's called Atyantam Sukham. In second, I think in second chapter only, Bhagwan has said one thing. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkha daha agama apayino nityaha tantitikshasva bharata. Whenever we are contact with sense object, sometime we have happiness, sometime we have unhappiness also. Because all happiness and unhappiness comes from the contact with matraha, means sense object. But a person, and this whatever happiness and pain will come, that will come and that will go. Because agamaha apayinaha. being time bound. All happiness and pain, that will come and that will go. But this happiness is not comes with the contact with sense object. This is the real nature of our own self. And when we know our real nature is Parena Brahman, what is given in Brahma Sansparsham, our real nature is Parabrahma. The meaning of para means which is not bound by time, space, and anything. And when we know our nature like this, what we will gain is only Atyantam Sukham, which doesn't have any end. Even this body goes, even subtle body goes, but we can never come out from our own real nature. This is called Swarupa Sukham. Like somebody asked, what is the real nature of salt? Saltiness. What is the real nature of sugar? Sweetness. What is the real nature of water? It says Shitalta, cold. Real nature of is cold. Same way, what is the real nature of our own? The real nature is nothing but consciousness. It never goes. It's called Swarupa Sukham. It is Atyantam. Having known this person is Atyantam Sukham. And this Sukham, how it will come? So it says Sukhena. Sukhena. The meaning Shankaracharya has written Anayasena, without any effort. Ayasa means effort, but Shankaracharya says Anayasa, without any effort. Easily. The meaning is given easily. That's why we have ended here. Whenever we have taken this class, in whole journey, whatever we are trying to know ourselves, it is not only self-knowledge, but we are living a life of karma yoga. This is also sukham. It gives always happiness. If you are living a life of even to do japa and everything, prayers, it always gives happiness from inside. Even this, what right now you are doing, or what right now what I am doing, this is from my side, I say it's called Nididhyasana. Again and again, what we are teaching is called Nididhyasana. And what you are doing also Nididhyasana plus Shravana. This also gives Sukham only. So whole Shastra, it says this is a journey, this yatra is like a pilgrimage. This is a yatra to know oneself. If person is really love this inquiry or this pilgrimage, the gnanam will come sukhena. This happiness will come sukhena. But from that happiness, we should not wait each and every steps. We always enjoy this life. That's why last time also I have told there is a one sentence, I think it's in English. If destination is fine, then whole journey will fine. So destination is nothing but is only to know our real nature is Brahmas Atyantam Sukham. Then this whole journey to know Sukham, this journey is also Sukham only. That's why Bhagavan says this is Atyantam Sukham. Limitless happiness that person will gain. It will comes to them. And here I have mentioned this Taittiriya Upanishad. That's why Bhagavan has said here Atyantam Sukham. So in Bhrigu, there's an inquiry between father and son. Need not to go in that detail, but in last that has discovered, our Bhrigu has discovered who is the happiness. He says Anandaha Brahmeti Vyajanat. The real nature of Ishvara, Brahman, is nothing but Anandaha eva. That Atyantam Sukham. And from that consciousness, one is in the form of Ananda, Anandat hi eva khalu imani bhutani jayante. From that Ananda, from that consciousness, from that Brahman, khalu imani, really this whole being are born. These are come. Jayante really is born, but they are just manifest. Anandena jatani jivanti. Because of this consciousness, they all are sustained. Jatani Jivani, they all are sustained. And at last, Anandam Prati Abhisamvishanti. And at the last, this will go back into that Ananda only. And that Ananda is our real nature. This Jayante, Jivanti, Abhisamvishanti is only verbs and noun. Like in dream, we can see everything, but the dream is not real. Same way, this life also, what right now we are living is same like dream. Because of our consciousness, dream, jatani, dream is born. Because of our consciousness, mind consciousness, dream is sustained. And when dream will over, again it goes back to our own consciousness. Still we can see different names and forms in dream. This is same in here. That's why Bhagavan says, Anandam prati abhisamvishanti. It goes back again, entered into the same consciousness. This is Sa Esha Bhargavi Varuni Vidya. This is the knowledge. This both is given Bhargavi, Bhrigu, connected to Bhrigu. That's why they have written Bhargavi. But this is a self-knowledge. And where this self-knowledge will come, Bhagavan says, Parame Vyoman Pratishtita. It always arises in our heart only. Here, Parame Vyoman. Vyoman means space. But where is that space? Vyomni, in our heart. And this knowledge is limitless. Pratishtita. It abides in our heart. State Ananda. So having talked about all this Ananda, now last but not least, this is the last. Okay, what is the phalam of self-knowledge? The best Sarvatma Bhava. Keep on, I am telling, but Shankaracharya has written, Idanim yogasya yat phalam brahma ekatva darshanam. Idanim, this yogasya means this all process of Shravan Manan Nididhyasanam, yat phalam, which one is the result? So what is the result? He says phalam is Brahma ekatva darshanam, one who is vision of oneness of Brahman, and that vision is the cause of sarva sansara vichcheda karanam. This vision is the cause of removal of all sansara. If we have vision, here nothing but only Brahman, that vision can remove our sansara. Vichcheda means remove sarva sansara. And that tat pradarshate, this is being shown in this 29th verse. Sarva bhutastamatmanam sarva bhutani chatmani. But this is, it is better we see this Anvaya. So main sentence is Yoga Yuktatma Sarvatra Samadarshana Ikshate. Yuktatma, the meaning of Yuktatma here again, Atma means mind, Yuktaha is resolved, one whose mind is resolved. Somebody asks because of what? Then Yogena. This all yoga, meditation, contemplation. So all inner conflict have gone. That person is called Yoga Yuktatma. Ikshate means sees. Literally, Pashyati, Ikshate, both are one and same. That person sees. What that person sees? Sarvatra Samadarshana. That person sees oneness, the vision of oneness. And where? Not in their relatives, but Sarvatra, everywhere. From Brahmaji up to blade of grass is called Sarvatra. Shankaracharya will explain, but Sarvatra means everywhere. In which type of vision? That Bhagavan has explained in first line. First is Sarvabhutastham Atmanam Ikshate. And another is Sarvabhutani Cha Atmani Ikshate. Atmanam. Here is Atmanam. Atmanam is oneself. Yoga Yuktatma, that yogi, one who has totally resolved one's mind, that person sees oneself. Atmanam is oneself. Where does he see? He says, Sarvabhutastham. He sees, I am available in all beings. It's called Sarvabhutastham. I am not only living in my heart, but I am in all beings. That ikshate, that person sees. And again, same person, ikshate sarvabhutani cha atmani. He sees all being in me also. I am in all being and all being are in me. It's called ikshate sarvatra samadarshana. Sometimes I used to say, why Bhagwan is using both, both sides. I am in all being are in me. Every time Bhagwan is complete the cycle. He never says all beings are in me. But at the same time, he say, I am in all. Because I always used to give example. I say I am living in Gujarat. Gujarat is in India. But India is not Gujarat. Some Bhakta says, I am in Ishvara. But it doesn't mean Ishvara is me also. So there is cycle won't complete. But when we say, because India, Gujarat is equal to India, but India is not equal to Gujarat, because India is many full of states and other states also. Same way, I am in Ishvara, but Ishvara is not in me, because I am very small person, This is the thinking of the, that's why Bhagavan says, I am in all being and all being are me. It is complete. That ikshate sarvatra samadarshana. This is the vision of sameness that person sees everywhere. So that's why I have written here, yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana ikshate. This is the main sentence. And then this yoga yuktatma kutra samadarshana ikshate. So first is atmanam sarvabhutastham. That person ikshate pashyati atmanam, oneself. Where sarvabhutastham, sarvabhutani tishtati. He says, I am available in all beings. And at the same time, sarvabhutani. And second thing is, sarvabhutani atmanicha. All beings are in me. Atmani means the seventh case, in me. In me, all beings are residing, and I am residing in all beings. This is samadarshanaha ikshate. This is called sarvatma bhavaha. In this vision, that person has developed. And somebody asked, from where Bhagwan has taken this verse? From Kathopanishad, Bhagwan has taken many verses. That one, na jayate na mriyate is taken from Kathopanishad. Even na hantaram, that one in second. Manyate hantu, which one was there? Yo, 1 minute. Ya enam veti hantaram yaschainam manyate. It is also taken from Kathopanishad. But this verse is taken from Ishavasya Upanishad. Almost same. But Bhagwan has taken Ishavasya Upanishad. Yastu Sarvani. In that Ishavasya, what is the result of Gnanphalam? It is given in 6th mantra of Ishavasya Upanishad. Yastu Sarvani Bhutani Atmani Eva Anupashyati. Yaha Anupashyati. Same way. Yoga Yuktatma Ikshate. Here, Yaha Anupashyati. One who sees, same Ikshate, Anupashyati. What that person says? Sarva Bhutani. Here also Sarva Bhutani. Where Bhagavan says Atmani Eva. Here also Atmani. Sarva Bhutani, the meaning, a person who sees all being in oneself and at the same time, Atmanam, oneself, Sarva Bhuteshu. in all being. Again, total complete cycle is complete. Such person na vijgupsate. That person doesn't have any type of hatred to anyone. It is the called Sarvatma Bhava. Now we say what Shankaracharya is written in his Bhashya. So Yoga Yuktatma. So Shankaracharya has written only one word. Samahita Antahakaranam Yasya Saha. One whose mind is totally resolved is called Yoga Yuktatma. But not only mere meditation that person has done, but that person has gone through proper Karma Yoga, a person who has gone through proper Upasana Yoga, and a person who has gone through total Jnana Yoga. That person must have Samahita Antakarana. And again, last one who has gone through Nididhyasana, that person has a crystal clear knowledge, I am everything. That person only Sarvatra Samadarshana. That person can have that vision of oneness. And Shankaracharya has written beautifully what is the meaning of Sarvatra Samadarshana. We take only one sentence. Beautifully Shankaracharya has written. The meaning of Sarvatra, he says, Sarveshu. In all being. Sarveshu means in all. But we can ask in all means what? Shankaracharya again explained. Brahma Adi Sthavara Anteshu. It starts from, what is the Sarva? It says Adi means it starts from Brahmaji. Brahmadi Sthavara Anteshu. Sthavara means immovable, one which cannot move. So the meaning of Sarva means Sarvatra means starts from Brahmaji up to plant, everything. Even we can take is the whole mountain, they are Sthavara, one who cannot move. And these all beings, which type of being? Bhagavan says, Vishameshu Sarvabhuteshu. All beings are not same. They have different type of varieties of all beings. Cow has their own identity. Tiger has its own identity. It's called Vishameshu. Variegated. Various is called Vishameshu. In different type of beings, what he sees, samam, same, nirvishesham, one who doesn't have any speciality, is called nirvishesham, brahma atma ekatva vishayam darshanam, one who has the vision of brahmatma ekatva vishayam. The meaning is Brahma means all pervasive consciousness and Atma means oneself. Ekatvam. It is not separate, both are one and same. One who has this knowledge, it's called Nirvishesham. This knowledge, a person who has, it's called Saha Sarvatra Samadarshana. But still, I think I have to explain what is the meaning of Nirvishesha. So I have explained here. Vishesha means some speciality, is always called Vishesha, some specific, you know. So if we take in gold, ring, bangles, earrings, whatever other all ornaments are Vishesha, some say specific. But among these ornaments, what is Nirvishesha? So we can say gold is Nirvishesha. It doesn't have any ornament, it's a Nirvishesha. If we take wooden furniture, table, chair, desk, cupboard, whatever, these all furniture are called Vishesha. But in all furniture, there is a one Nirvishesha. It's called wood. It's Nirvishesha. If we take all clay pots, you know, different type of pots, these all different type of pots are called Vishesha. But among pots, clay is a Nirvishesha. one who doesn't have any name and forms. But because of this clay, pots are possible. Because of wood only, furniture is possible. Because of gold only, this all ornaments is possible. Same way, we have Vishameshu Bhuteshu. We have different type of beings. That's why I have written here, all beings starts from Brahmaji up to blade of grass. These all beings are different, is called Vishamaha, specific, different type, but in all beings there is a one Nirvishesha. This is called consciousness. This is Chaitanya Tattva. That consciousness is Nirvishesha. Same way in all being also, but if we take our body, so if my body is a Vishesha, but among this body, what is Nirvishesha? So pure consciousness without body. Same way, mind, if I say I'm thinking, this mind thinks. So this mind also Vishesha, but because of which mind can think, it is called Nirvishesha. So Bhagavan says, the Shankaracharya says, one who has a vision of what? Says one who has a vision of Nirvishesham Brahmatma Ekatva Darshana. It doesn't mean this all Vishesha will go. Names and forms are called Vishesha. It doesn't mean they will go. But in spite of this names and forms, one can see directly only Nirvishesha. Only that person is called Sarvatra Samadarshana. One who is scolding up to Jnani. So Jnani never says who is scolding. He says only consciousness inside that person. One who is praising, he never affected by their praise also. One who has darshan of what? Only Nirvishesha consciousness. It's called Sarvatra Samadarshana. Variegated different type of responses, but still the Jnani never moves because that person is Sarvatra Samadarshana. Such vision is called Sarvatma Bhava. That person doesn't have complaint to anyone in whole world, whole Jagat, that he doesn't have any complaint because Samaha Sarva Bhuteshu, all being, only one consciousness is the same. That sameness, Ikshate, that person sees everything. This is the ultimate result of self-knowledge, jnana. In spite of living in this sansara, that person is sansareshu mukta, otherwise sansarat mukta, totally mukta. Because of this vision only, because of sarvatma bhava only. So this is the meaning of sarva bhutastamatman. Next verse, yeah, is still there. Tomorrow we will see. It's many is there, but it is only 25. Any question regarding this? It is easy, no? Understanding way, it is very easy. No question? So shall we do Purnapada? You want to ask anything? No question, Anitaji? No question? No question.
No questions, Miniji, but I have another, not related to Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
Actually, just I wanted a small explanation about Advaita. Shankaracharya is the Advaita Siddhanta, na? So just what is,
Some if I ask in ocean, you know, there are different type of, like is the waves are there, is a bubbles are there, is falls are there. So there are different they are come out of ocean only. But if I ask what is the real nature of wave, so we have to ask, we have to tell only is water only, no? H2O, water only. What is the real nature of bubbles? H2O only. So if Wave knows, if bubble knows, my real nature is nothing but H2O. I am nothing but ocean only. So this is called Advaita of bubble. Bubble has jnana. I'm not separate from this ocean's water. It is called oneness. Same way. In our Vedanta, our scriptures, Upanishad says, even whole Jagat seems total different, total variegated, different names and forms, totally different. But this whole world is made up out of only one thing. And the name of thing is nothing but consciousness. Same consciousness becomes everything, in spite of different names and forms. If person has gnanam, really gnanam, and one who knows whole Jagat is nothing but names and forms, my sharir, my stool body, and even my mind is also name and forms. But my real nature is only consciousness. That person has a knowledge of Advaita. In spite of Dvaita, still there is a oneness. It's called Advaita. Advaita is not everything is gone and now I'm living in Advaita. Advaita or oneness is our understanding. In spite of all veracity and different type of names and forms, still if our mind understand here nothing but only one consciousness, because of consciousness, this word seems like different. This knowledge is called Advaita. Like what I said, Nirvishesha and Vishesha, you know. In spite of all ornaments, there is a gold. Because of gold, this ornament can possible. Because of wood, furniture can possible. Same way, because of Ishvara, because of Brahman, this word is possible. This understanding is called Advaita. Advaita is not sitting somewhere else. This is our whole nature. It's called Advaita. Understand?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any? Om Purnamadah Purnamidam
Purnat
Purnamudachyate
Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.